Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. You join me today with a different M140i for a change. My car is not on the channel, but to be honest, it is actually quite refreshing to have a different car on the channel to see how different people modify and interpret their car, to be honest. This car is owned by a good friend of mine, Jamie from Vinyl One here, but all in all, this thing is a properly set up car. It is a Stage 2 Plus car, so running around 480 brake, but his main aim with this thing is to make it a track spec car, which is very, very different for an M140i. Most people, like myself, just go for all-out power, whereas Jamie is going for a bit of a track spec, which I do rate massively, of course, with my Golf R project underway at the moment. Like I said, running around the 480 brake horsepower mark, but of course, in usual fashion, I will introduce you to Jamie, have a walk around the car. He can explain to us everything that he's done to the car, both inside and out, before we go out for a quick drive on this blisteringly hot day. Okay, so we're joined now with Jamie. Mate, good to catch up.
Yes,
it's been a little minute, isn't it?
It's been a while.
Been a while. Just showing you around my one, because that's changed quite a lot since you've seen that. They're quite different actually, aren't they, visually?
They are significantly different visually, yes. Performance-wise, they're even different now as well.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
For the short term.
Yeah, definitely. Well, seeing as the bonnet's up and seeing as we're just talking about performance, I mentioned the intro, Stage 2 Plus.
Yes,
so
Stage 2 Plus.
About 480 brake?
Yeah, it's about 480.
Yeah.
I believe 680, 700 Newton meters, something like that. But yeah, Stage 2 Plus on boot mod 3. Forged charge cooler. So I did the charge cooler first because again, I know that it needs to offer heat soak. I had another intake before, but I went back to OEM. So I've got OEM K-inlet and panel filter. Went with the FTP charge pipe, inlet pipe as well. Yeah. I've done the hot climate intake mod.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So that's down at the front there. Obviously there's a little flap, it gets removed, and then there's an OEM piece that you can replace it with. So yeah, for the Stage 2, gone with the high pressure fuel pump, although that is going to change again. Okay. So I'm going to change it again.
Plans in place, more power?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's got to that stage. Like everything I've done all the handling and everything's pretty solid now. So I think now that the handling is under control, I think now it's time to go the other way, rather than do what most people do and just ramp a load of power into them and then complain about handling. Performance-wise, it's where it should be. Yeah, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's still a lot of power for a little 1 Series.
Absolutely, yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Talking about handling, a lot has been done with that. I noticed a set of Pro Tracks, which is a good start.
I've got Pro Tracks. These are supplied by Hack Engineering. So Pro Track 1s. Staggered fitment, 9 on the front, 9.5 on the rear. A bit of a quirky tyre setup actually, because they're 245 40 on the front, when most people would go 245 35. Yeah. With the tyres on the rear, there's 255 35 on the back. I know there's a very, very slight difference in the circumference, but it's minimal. You wouldn't even notice it, and on the track, it doesn't matter. Then we've got KW V3 suspension. I didn't go Club Sport because for what I do on the track, I don't think I'd maximise the suspension.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's more of just a hobby for me than a serious full-built track car. So I think, I'd probably max the capability of this suspension, but not the next one up. So I just went for the K3. And then the rear end has had a massive amount of work as well. So on the front, I've got SPL drop links. So upgraded drop links. I'm going to work on the front end, I think, if I decide to keep the car and go further with it in that respect, but I'm not sure yet. On the rear end, I've got all of the arms apart from the traction arms are all SPL as well. So I did all of them. I've also upgraded the anti-roll bars as well, so they're H&R anti-roll bars. But essentially all the arms have been changed, so they're all upgraded. The only downside is obviously, they're pillow joints or rose joints, whatever they are, and so obviously they're open. They're not booted or anything like that. So you do have to keep an eye on them.
Brakes as well?
Brakes. Oh yeah, brakes is a big one.
Definitely.
Brakes was one of the most expensive things I've done on the car, I guess. Again, these were supplied. These are the AP Racing 6 pots with 370mm disc, supplied by Williams Performance. So Mark Williams supplied them for me. Again, I've not had this on track since I've done the brake upgrade. But the only thing that let me down on the last track day that I did was the brakes on the stock brakes. So I'd like to think that now I'm not going to suffer that issue. And moving on to the rear end, I said about the arms. I've got the Ultra Racing body brace underneath, which I know that you've got. Wave Track limited slip diff.
Good choice.
I've gone for the Powerflex Black Series subframe bushes as well, so they've all been changed. So not the inserts. A lot of people do inserts and it works, but I just wanted. I know you can go one step further and go Millway. But at the time I didn't bother. It's worth mentioning on the front actually as well. Now that I said Millway, the lower control arms. I did have M4 arms on here, but I took them off and went back to OEM because it was causing a rub.
Because they sit too far forward.
The wheels are pushed way too far forward, and I know it's the cheaper option to achieve camber to kind of rectify some of the handling issues, but I think if you're going to do it the right way, You don't need to push the wheels forward and change the geometry of the car.
Then around the back, I see Scorpion exhaust as well.
Yes, so full catback, non-res. I do have issues when it comes to track days. Obviously, with pops and bangs and things like that, it was on there. I turned it off purely because of the noise. You know, obviously track limits and things like that. I think Brands Hatch is like 98 decibel. I'm borderline. Borderline. So I went with the non-res. I think it's a glitch within Boot Mod 3 actually, that the valve stays open. So I don't have an actuating valve.
Gotcha.
So it's open all the time, which again, from a track point of view, makes it a lot harder to achieve limits.
Absolutely. I guess one last thing to mention before we head out is the interior.
There's not a lot of it.
Well, I know, very true. Very true.
There is, but there's not a lot, So...
Nice little half cage.
Yeah, I went with a half cage. So again, the cage supplied by SW Motorsports. Brett kindly looked after me with that one. I didn't go seat delete. I know, again, a lot of people do, but in my opinion, seat delete is another bit of wood in there that you don't need. And it's extra weight. So, just didn't bother with the seat delete. But the cage itself looks cool, finished in white as well to go with the car.
It's cool to see a cage in a 140.
It's a bit different.
Yeah, it's super different. Really is different. Really is different. And there's a couple of other bits in the interior as well.
There is, I've just recently had the steering wheel done. That's the only other thing, really. The steering wheel I've just had done by Royal Steering Wheels. Apart from that, everything else is standard. Obviously, I had the seats from you originally.
Because I sold my bucket seats to you,
so I bought them a few, whatever it was, about a few months ago, wasn't it? 9 months ago. I actually took them back out of this and put them in a Clio that I had that I was tracking. That kindly went on. And I put back the OEM seats, but I am on the hunt for some more. I just don't know what yet.
That's what I say when I mean work in progress. So we still have the kind of factory seats, but that's obviously all going to change. But I'm excited to experience this. So I think let's hop in.
Yes, absolutely.
And go for a quick drive. God, it sounds a lot different, doesn't it, than mine? Do you know, I know what people are going to be thinking watching this video, thinking, oh, you've got a 700 brake 140, surely this is going to feel slow.
No, I think, like I said to you before, I'd like to experience yours and feel what it's actually like. Because in terms of like 700 brake and all the rest of it, you know, it's something that I said about and I wasn't sure about, but it's certainly one of them that's...
Oh, it corner's insane. It corner's absolutely insane. And obviously we're not going to get an idea about its true potential because we're still on the road, right?
Yeah, we're on the road, I mean, that's the thing, it's like I said, it's just full on grip. Like, obviously there's the tyres are cold still at the moment, so, well, I say they're cold, it's like, it's like an arrow.
I can tell you're not on it as well, like. Oh mate, we need to go on a track day. Straight up. Yeah, do you know what? Fair play.
It's quite
fair play.
I think in terms of the mods for the handling, like I said before, you know, it's yes, we're restricted by road. And there's performance there, but I'd like to think I've done the handling the right way so that everything can be used.
Absolutely.
You know, like when I first got this car, I was a bit afraid of it. And now it's like I've got loads of confidence with the car based on the certain bits and pieces that I've done, you know?
Sure. Even just there, like, I know you're not on the limit and we're on the road, but that feels unbelievable. For a 140, I've never experienced anything that handles like that in a 140.
Yeah, it's 100%. Pretty mad. It's pretty mad.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of time and effort that goes into it in terms of, you know, it's not, like I said before, it's not one of those cars that you can just, you know, you have to change things. Like I've made mistakes. I've done bits and pieces, you know, and then realised that maybe that doesn't quite work. I've spent money and I've lost money in that respect because, you know, like I said before with the M4 arms, it's easy to do M4 arms because it's the go-to, you know, that's what everyone says. And then obviously there was the issue with these tyres and the wheels, the offset that I wanted to run and the camber and everything. That's why I had to go back to camber plates rather than the M4 arms because again it just didn't, you know, it just didn't look right, it just didn't feel right. But yeah, apart from that, it's pretty naughty.
It handles the road so well, like unbelievably well.
It just sits and goes.
Yeah, like you can tell that's a bumpy road as well. Like my car will be all over the place.
It's like we said though, it's firm. Like you can feel it's firm on the road.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And it's cool having a cage. I know I mentioned it before. It's cool having a cage in a 140 because it's
everyone said to me, why, if you love a cage, why didn't you put a cage in a 3-door? I was like, well, everyone does a cage in a 3-door.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing, innit? I know a lot of people are going to say, why have you caged a 5-door?
Yeah, but like, I'll tell you for why, right? What happened was, when I bought this car, I bought it because it was an upgrade to my old car, which my old car was an E46 on air ride.
Nice.
And I did a whole boot build. I had the wide wheels and all of that kind of stuff, and it was cool, but it wasn't really a family car.
Yeah, sure.
So I upgraded this car because it had 5 doors, and I thought, okay, more room, more doors. You know, I can have the kids and all the rest of it.
Practicality's taking a bit of a hit though.
Yeah, it doesn't really hit the practicality factor anymore. But as I said to you, I've got another car, which is the family car.
So in terms of the seats, obviously, like we mentioned, it's still a bit of a work in progress. You're looking for seats. Have you got any idea about what ones you're going to go for, or is it?
I was going to do, again, what everyone else does and go Recaro pole positions.
That was literally what's on the tip of my tongue.
But the problem with Recaros is I'm quite tall and my shoulder's in the seat.
Yeah.
I've sat in a set of Recaros and the harness holes are quite low down on the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
So I don't think they suit me enough. Okay. Me personally. You know, they might suit the next driver, but again, at this moment in time, the car's for me, so I need something that's going to suit me. A friend of mine's got an F80 M3 and he's got a set of, is it Cobra Nagaros?
Yeah.
And again, they're like really cool seats. They're comfortable. You know, they're a bucket seat. They're lightweight over the OEM.
Yeah.
And the harness holes are a lot higher. So I think something like that
could be an option.
It could be, yeah. I think the only problem that I had with the Corbos that I had off you as well was they're quite wide in the shoulder, but they are quite flexy as well. Obviously, there are upgraded versions of those as well. And I think I'd have to go for something leather, almost, or like leather with Alcantara.
Yeah.
Just because
smart,
I think the cloth ones, although cloth now that the other seats are out of here, if somebody decided to put the seats back in and all the rest of it, they could keep the bucket seats at the front, which would be leather, or at least as OEM plus as possible.
Oh, it still puts you back in your seat though. That is for sure. It's such a great car though. Brakes are solid as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that they'd make a good track car, but even from a little blip out on the road, you can tell that this would be an absolute riot on track. 100%.
Yeah, like I said, the first time I had this out on track, I mean, props to the guys at Swift Performance, to be fair, because on such short notice, they managed to get all the geo done and everything for me before I went out. I said to the guys, I was like, I've got a cage that I need to fit, and the track day's tomorrow. No. So I stayed at my unit on the Monday night, and I finished at 2:30 Tuesday morning, fitting the cage on my own, and the guys were like, there's no way you're going to fit it tonight. I was like, I'm telling you, I'm putting a cage in here. Sorry, that was a good bit of road.
No, don't blame me, mate. Well, mate, thank you so much.
No worries.
For taking me out in it. I need to do some more handling bits to mine. I was just thinking that mine was done. It's honest, it's properly set up. No, fair play to you. And I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put obviously the links down below for your Instagram account for this car, but also for Vinyl One as well.
Yeah, no, awesome. Great stuff.
Which is obviously your business and things like that. But yeah, mate, thank you so much. Properly set up car. We need to get it out on track. Once you've got the seats in.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm game.
But yeah, mate, good to catch up as always. And that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure to subscribe for all the adventures still to come.